Heckler & Koch, a world-leading manufacturer of firearms, combines experience and skill with the most advanced technologies in the design and development of new weapons. The HK grenade machine gun has been developed using state-of-the-art technology. The objective behind this development was to produce a gun which is absolutely reliable, safe and extremely effective. For the ground installation of the HK GMG, a lightweight tripod is available which is quickly adaptable to all kinds of terrain. This tripod can be installed in different height positions. Loosen the clamping levers at the rear legs and swivel the legs to the marks L, low. Tighten the clamping levers. Loosen the clamping lever at the front leg and move the leg from T, transport, to L. Tighten the clamping lever. Swivel the auxiliary front leg down and lock it in place. Lock the transverse bar to the rear legs. Adjust the transverse stops as desired. Unlock the pintle lock and introduce the buffered mount pintle into the tripod head bearing. Attach the transverse and elevation mechanism at the rear of the buffered mount. Unlock the elevation lock on the buffered mount and fit the transverse and elevation mechanism to the transverse bar. Make sure that the transverse and elevation mechanism can be smoothly operated. Swivel the shoulder rod out of the way. Fit the ammunition box holder to the feeding side of the buffered mount. Lock the ammunition box holder by tightening the locking screw at the bottom of the buffered mount. Swivel the sight bracket up. Place the GMG with its lateral mounting studs into the recesses of the buffer bolts. Turn both locking levers to off and pull the GMG to the rear. Turn both locking levers to on. This locks the GMG to the mount. Swivel the sight bracket down and lock it. Ensure the ammunition box is located beneath the retaining hooks. Lock the retaining straps. Place the reflex sight onto the attachment rail of the sight bracket and lock it in place. Pull the sight cover all the way to the rear. For adverse lighting conditions, a reticle illuminator is available. Pull the bolt with the cocking lever all the way to the rear. Open the feed cover. Pull the linked cartridges into the feed throat, with the male link first. Close the feed cover. The gun is now ready for firing. After firing, set the safety lever at safe. Open the feed cover and remove the linked rounds. The HK GMG can be field stripped without special tools. Before stripping, unload the gun, set it at safe and remove the ammunition. Remove the ammunition container holder. Close and lock the feed cover and release the bolt to its forward position. Open the feed cover and the sight bracket. Take out the backplate locking pin. Remove the backplate fastening pin at the bottom. Lift off the top cover from the receiver. Pull the backplate and bolt to the rear. Press the roller for the feed drive lever down and fully remove the bolt and backplate from the receiver. Pull the locking pin out of the feed cover hinges and remove the feed cover from the receiver. Pull the barrel locking pin out of the receiver and remove the barrel. Insert the barrel into the receiver and fasten it with the barrel locking pin. Align the feed cover hinges and insert the locking pin. Slide the top cover onto the receiver. Insert the backplate with the bolt into the receiver. Press the roller of the feed drive lever down and insert the bolt further. Depress the loading safety and push the backplate all the way into the receiver. Fasten the backplate to the receiver by fitting the backplate fastening pin and the backplate locking pin. Close the sight bracket and lock it. Mount and tighten the ammunition box holder to the buffered mount. Ensure the ammunition box is located beneath the retaining hooks. Lock the retaining straps. Pull the bolt all the way back. Place the linked cartridges into the feed throat with the male link first. Close the feed cover. Adjust the shoulder rod. The gun is ready to fire. Open the feed cover. Remove the linked rounds and the ammunition box. Remove the ammunition box holder and secure it on the other side of the buffered mount. Detach the cartridge stop and feed throat and mount them on the opposite side of the receiver. Take out the backplate locking pin and use it to depress the retaining studs for cover plates 1 and 2. Remove cover plates 1 and 2. Remove feed slide 1 and feed slide 2. Turn the feed slides 180 degrees and insert the rollers of the feed slides into the forked ends of the feed levers. Ensure cover plate 2 with its cutaway portion is mounted on the belt feeding side. Replace the backplate locking pin. Place the ammunition box in the holder. Lock the retaining straps. Place the linked cartridges into the feed throat with the male link first. Close the feed cover. The gun is ready to fire. Swivel the auxiliary front leg upward all the way and lock it in place with the locking pin. Loosen the clamping lever and swivel the front leg to the mark H, high position. Loosen the clamping levers at the rear legs and swivel the legs to the marks H. Tighten the clamping levers. Loosen the clamping handles and extend the front and rear legs. Tighten the clamping handles. Make sure that the tripod head is level. Attach the ballast sack for stabilizing the tripod when firing in the elevated position. Up to 100 kilograms can be loaded into the ballast sack. Introduce the mount pintle into the tripod head bearing and lock it with the pintle lock. Place the GMG in the buffered mount. Turn the locking levers to off and pull the GMG to the rear. Turn both locking levers to on. This locks the GMG to the mount. Swivel the sight bracket down and lock it. Adjust and tighten the shoulder rod. Open the feed cover and insert the linked rounds into the feed tray, with the male link first. The assistant gunner may be used as a stabilizing weight. The mechanical sights can be used for aiming up to 600 meters. With ballast, the GMG remains stable, both in single and in burst fire. The HK GMG feed mechanism can pull a full box load of 32 cartridges free hanging from the feed throat. The HK GMG is provided with a safety fire selector lever with the settings Safe, Single Fire and Sustained Fire. Setting the safety fire selector lever at Safe disables the trigger and positively locks the bolt in its cocked position. This prevents accidental firing in case of malfunction or breakage of the sear. In the case of breakage or malfunction, the firing pin safety device ensures that the firing pin can only reach the primer after the cartridge has been sufficiently chambered. The cocking safety device prevents the bolt from travelling forward until the sear is engaged. This cocking safety also arrests the bolt if it does not fully travel to the rear during firing and prevents uncontrolled firing or a runaway gun. The loading safety device prevents the bolt from moving fully forward when the feed cover is opened. It protects the operator from injuries if the open bolt is accidentally released. To lock the bolt because of a jam, pull the cocking unit to the rear until it contacts the bolt. Swivel the bolt lock lever down. This holds the cocking unit and the bolt in position. The bolt lock permits the locking of the bolt in any position of its forward or rearward travel. This permits the gunner to safely clear the weapon of stoppages without the risk of the bolt moving forward unexpectedly. Once the jam is cleared, the GMG can be reloaded, ready for action. The HK grenade machine gun is a superbly engineered weapon. It provides the operator with unique safety characteristics, ease of operation and maintenance, along with devastating firepower.